Certainly we've got the pursuers. We always have to have those pursuers. My minds go back to people like Shield, Hugh Porter, Sturgis, Tony Doyle. You know, we've produced them all the time. Big pursuers. Seems to be our speciality. Riders ready for the next event on the program. This is the, they call it in France, Vitesse par équipe, the Capitano, Chiappa and Paris, also called the Olympic sprint, when the three riders set off, one taking it in turns to do a lap, the next one takes over, and so on until the third lap. And they were Bill Clay, Erin Hartwell and Martin Austin. Martin's in the middle of this little lot. Bill Clay at the bottom to start them off, and there they go. The top four go through into a radar for first and second, and third and fourth place. So America starting in the finishing straight are now struggling. They're down. Time's going to be around about the 47, yeah, 46, 589.
Et le deuxième match va opposer l'équipe d'Espagne. Nous le disions, le cyclisme espagnol sur route va bien, vous savez, mais le cyclisme espagnol sur piste, eh bien, remet avec des coureurs talentueux comme Moreno, qui a été champion olympique.
As the Italians come in there, 46.589. I'm just having a quick look at the previous qualifying performances. Yeah, well, certainly it looks that Italy might just about get through, but 47.789 isn't normally fast enough to, as far as the Americans are concerned, to get them through into the radar for first and second or third and fourth. Oh, this is it. Big Michael in the centre here is being introduced to the crowd, because we've now got the world champions on the track. The first time we've had the Olympic sprint on the program at the World Championship, and the Germans ran out victor for that one, and they're here tonight against the, that's, by the way, that's the Spanish list, and the camera's actually looking at the Germans at the moment, so let's hope they get it back round the right way, because the German team, Fiedler, Hubner and Van Eyden, the reigning world champions, and here we are back with the Spanish riders. In previous evenings, last night, night before, the Spanish have never gone better than finished in seventh the first night, and there you are, Fiedler, Hubner and Van Eyden, and last night the Spanish team finished in sixth spot. The Germans had a very rough night on the first night. They only finished fifth as such, the world champion. They got into third spot last night in the ride-off for third and fourth. I think they're trying to go one better, but they, Michael was saying they're very tired indeed, like many of these riders. The Danimon on there counts down the start. On the left, Germany. On the right, Spain. So Daniel Manjas, the speaker. Oh, there's problems. Something's happened here. Hubner looks back down inside, and there's a missed start there. I don't quite know where some mechanical's gone. They'll do a restart. for the gun, but certainly Hubner's now going round. He might have to do 2 laps at the moment because their one man has had trouble, and Hubner's still going. He's doing 2 laps on his own. Big man mounted himself and decided to take it on. The 36-year-old, the multi-medal winner, and they've got to fight then to try and beat the Spanish. But can the Germans do it? The world champion Hubner did a marvellous ride there. He's pulled off then, leaving his, and they are in the lead, 33.544. But what will the Germans do? Can they get into the ride-off in the top 4 after that disastrous start as far as they're concerned? That was terrible for the Germans. And on the line then, 47. That won't be good enough, I don't think. That will not be good enough, I don't think, to get them further than 5th spot. Very, very disappointing, but they did ride themselves hard. They were the victors. But that false start would have had its effect and may give them no better than a 5th spot. They'll be very, very disappointed with that one. Look back at the start. How that goes down. This is why bikes break. Oh, it looks like his foot came out of the pedal. And if that's so, that is not counted as a mechanical problem. Here we go again. Thrust the power. Here it goes. Yes, his foot comes out. That is why they have these pedals still with the straps on them and the cleats underneath, so they can lock them in. But even with the double straps and the cleats, he still pulled his foot out of the pedals. And that means that Germany, who started tonight just 1 point away from Australia in 3rd spot. Australia second, 95 points. Germany third with 94 points. Will now be drifting backwards because here the Australians on the track. Were the fastest last night. Hill, Kelly and Niewand. What a collection of stars here. Darren Hill. There'll be no contest, by the way. I don't want it to be dismissive to the French squad at all. But with Niewand, ex-sprint champion of the world, Kelly, kilometre champion of the world, and Hill, the reigning world sprint champion. You can see why Australia have won this particular race last night and the night before. That's Hill. There they go. Well, the French Espoirs 6th on the first night and 7th last night. We know real contest for these Australians are going to ride themselves hard to get into the ride-off for the final to see if they can get 10 points again at this particular one. But you hear the crowd then really urging on their young riders. The French putting 2 teams into this race, and as Michael Hubner was telling me earlier on this evening, it's just like the world champions as far as the French are concerned. They're just roaring everything on. The riders are dedicated, the crowd's dedicated, and you're up against a wall of sound, whatever you do. And certainly Australia's going to get this one, but the question is what will be their time to see if they can get through into the ride-off for 1st and 2nd spot. (46.259). Quick check as Shane Kelly looks up to see what the clock says. And 46.259 is the fastest we've had so far. Italy are doing 46.589. So Australia now have pushed Italy into 2nd spot. As we look at the power that goes into these bikes, and the riders are straying away from the start. You no doubt can hear in the background the applause for the French squad here, which again has brought together a collection of rainbow jerseys. They're only allowed, I mentioned before, and so Magny at the top is the kilometre champion of the world. Rousseau has been a previous pursuit champion, kilometre champion of the world, and Thuey in there at the moment with them. Start the season quite well with a third place in the Grand Prix of Paris. So he's a nice, useful addition to the team. As Magny here has been showing superb sprinting form in the individual sprints so far. Gets himself ready against Denmark, Dandenel, Hamel and Nielsen. The Danes, by the way, will be riding in the Open de Nation at Manchester on November the 5th. It's in the afternoon between 1 o'clock and 5. 8 nations taking part. The Danes, who won the first of the series. Britain had a sort of a nations event when they sort of formally opened the track, and the Danes came out victor in that one. Here they are on your screens now. Want to see them live in action? It's November the 5th, Sunday afternoon, 1 till 5 at Manchester. And they're just trailing at the moment, 0.851, and the whole of the crowd here wishing on France, who was second last night and second the night before. The French have got to fight their way through into the ride-off against Australia. Therefore they need a quick time. What's it going to be this time? Oh, they've really got the Danes, but we're more concerned about what the French are going to do to see if they're going to work their way through to ride off for first and second place. Can they do it as they're urged on by this crowd? Rousseau here really flying round the course. 46.614. So that is the third fastest time then. The Italians having beaten them according to my little note here. Ooh, don't fight now. Have tongue sandwiches.
C'est-à-dire que l'homogénéité du collectif, puisque nous allons accueillir, après la vitesse par équipe, la poursuite par équipe, avec 4 Sénégalement. Nous rappelons que les deux meilleurs se disputeront la finale, poursuite par équipe. Le premier match d'opposé côté hyper-arrivé, l'équipe de France.
Just looking here, in fact, the France Espoirs might have got themselves through into ride-off for fourth spot. Interesting. The Open de Nation on the final day.